What does it mean to overcome tinnitus or to get better from tinnitus? There's a lot of people out there that I think are selling magic pills or supplements or whatever and just promising the world that it's going to cure your tinnitus overnight. You're going to be better forever. And listen, I've tried a few of those things, and honestly, whenever I see that, it's always a red flag for me. I'm like, there's no cure for tinnitus. The medical community agrees to that. Go check out Dr. Ben's videos. There's treatments. There's things we can do to make it better. But as of now, there's no cure per se. There's no magic pill that's going to make it go away. So for me, in my mind, what I think about when I talk about overcoming tinnitus or getting better from tinnitus or whatever, living life free from tinnitus, what I think of in my mind is habituation. And if you're not familiar with this term, basically what that means, habituation refers to the point where our brain sees tinnitus as just any other stimuli. So it's no different than leaves rustling or just wind in the background or just any background noise that our brain doesn't really pay attention to. That would be the point of habituation. So instead of our brain latching on to the tinnitus and the ringing or the clicking or hissing and seeing it as a threat, when we reach habituation, our brain just kind of ignores it. And that's when you can live your day-to-day life and just live a normal life, and not have to always have this tinnitus hanging over your head, and dictating every second of your life. And what I want to talk about today is we all get there at some point, at least in my opinion, get to some point of habituation. But I believe there are ways to get there faster. And so that's what I want to talk about here. Before we jump into that, click the link below. I have my guide to thrive with tinnitus there. It's got everything in it to help you go from struggling with tinnitus day in and day out to actually thriving and living a good, rich, full life despite having tinnitus. Okay, so the key here to reaching habituation faster is to use neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity basically refers to the pathways in our brain and how we can retrain our brain, basically to think differently. So what we want to do is retrain our brain from seeing tinnitus as a threat to actually just learning to ignore it and to help it learn that tinnitus isn't a threat, it's just any other noise. And so, again, habituation will be the point where our brain gets there, and it can get there eventually, and a lot of times it's going to be slowly. So being intentional and using techniques along with neuroplasticity to help our brains get there faster, there's no reason, friend, that you cannot habituate to tinnitus faster, and what I would call overcome tinnitus faster and get to the point of living an incredible life despite having this condition faster. And so hang in there, have some hope, have some just positivity that there's some things you can do to get to that point faster. And I talk about them a lot in my other videos, so I don't know how in depth I'm going to go here, but I'm going to go into a few things. But check out my other videos too, to just hear some more of those tactics. Again, the point is to reach habituation, and we're going to do that through some techniques. Basically, they're using neuroplasticity to retrain our brain to see tinnitus as just any other regular stimulus to our brain versus seeing it as this threat that it needs to focus on and eliminate. Okay? So the first thing is we have got to get out of the negative tinnitus feedback loop. And what that is basically it refers to the opposite of habituation. Instead of seeing tinnitus as any other stimuli and ignoring it, it's where we hyperfixate on it. We're always looking for a cure for it. We're always focusing on it, trying to determine if it's louder than yesterday or louder than last week, or is it getting louder? And so what we want to do is we have to get out of that negative feedback loop. And so a few things to do that. I would say get as much negativity around tinnitus as you can out of your life. So for me, Facebook groups that I was in about tinnitus that were just full of negativity and no positivity, I just left those. that helped a ton, because instead of being set back every time I saw this negative post, I could kind of just focus on myself, focus on actually getting better from tinnitus. So anything that's bringing negativity in your life around tinnitus, try to eliminate that as best as you can. The other thing is just notice when you start that spiral, and just choose to not go down that path. Instead, find your happy place, find a calm place, put on a podcast or something, do some sound enrichment, so that you're not so focused on the tinnitus. Do something to get your mind off of it so that you're not spiraling down that negative tinnitus feedback loop. So that's number one, and that's a huge part of it. So the second thing is, and again, I talk about this a lot, but I like to put it in different lights and just repeat it so that hopefully you get it and it becomes clear to you on how to actually do this. So the second thing is to actually train our brains to be able to experience peace and calm and having tinnitus. And a few ways to do that. One of the best ways, and I kind of mentioned this in number one, is sound enrichment. And so what that is, a lot of people kind of get hung up on this, I think, because they just want to listen to any old background noise. They want to turn on the white noise machine. Well, what happens when you turn on the white noise machine if you have tinnitus is your tinnitus, at least for me, it'll try to actually compete with that noise. And so in a sense, it's like you're noticing it louder because all you're trying to do is drown out the noise. So instead, you're still focused on it going, can I still hear it over this white noise? Is it still there? And so what I would encourage you to do, instead of picking some random white noise or background noise or Tweety birds, figure out what works for you. And so again, this could be some kind of music. This could be a podcast. It could be a book. Listen, maybe you love the rainforest and you want rainforest background noises, and that's what takes your mind away from tinnitus. If so, hey, have at it. For me, that wouldn't be it. And for me, it's not the white noise. Typically, it's going to be some engaging podcast that actually takes my attention away from the tinnitus. And again, for you, it may be different. Maybe it's fiction books, romance books, whatever. But you need to find that thing. Maybe it's country music. Yeehaw. Find what it is for you, though, that takes your mind away from the tinnitus. And that's going to help you more than anything else, really, is just finding that thing that you can kind of have in the background that's going to draw your mind off the tinnitus, that's going to grab your attention in a positive way. And then even when you notice the tinnitus there, you're not going down this horrible negative path about it. And instead, you can kind of pull your attention back to that positive thing, positive sound, positive music, podcast, book, that sort of thing. Okay, so that's the two main things that's going to help you. There's other things, like, just as an example, a few others. Meditation, and hey, I've done some meditation, and there's a couple ways you can do it. You can actually meditate in silence and kind of focus on the tinnitus and try to feel that peace in your body while experiencing the tinnitus. You can do guided meditations that actually have words and walk you through different meditations. I think any of those can work. Any kind of meditation can help you just kind of experience a sense of peace and calm in your body. You can do like breathing exercises. That can help as well. Again, the first thing and second thing I mentioned are going to be so huge. And they're going to be kind of your daily tools to habituate faster. So listen, stay positive. Get out of all the negative groups and anything like that. Stay positive. Find what works for you as far as sound enrichment. And then try some of these other tactics. And if you want to try some supplements with it as well, go for it. I wouldn't believe any that say they're going to be a magic pill that's going to make your ear stop ringing tomorrow. Again, in my mind, when I see that stuff, I'm like, scam. It's not real. Like, the medical community has, it's not super funded, but they've researched it some, and there's just not anything out there like that right now. And I have hope, and I'm sure you do too, that someday maybe there will be a magic pill. But we're not there yet. So for now, the best way to overcome tinnitus is through habituation And again, the tools to get there faster are going to be exercises and tools that use neuroplasticity to retrain our brain to actually ignore tinnitus, not focus on it, and actually make it slip into the background. I really hope that makes sense. I really hope you grab the quick Thrive guide below. That's going to help you go from struggling with tinnitus to living a great life with tinnitus. Hang in there, friend. Like this video, comment, subscribe, follow along for more. Thanks. Have a good one.